part 2 of the preview show, and of course, as we said at the start, the big thing is this week, Pro Better Live. Jump on board, go to probetter.com. Mentioned all about it at the start. Sydney set, Melbourne set, full coverage all throughout the day, updates, staking plans, winning, punting over 12 months, almost guaranteed. As much of a guarantee as you can be in anything in money markets, whether it's punting, stock market, insurance, whatever.
If you do your own form, use the chat room to get information about the horses that you like.
Absolutely.
Ask us if you can't beat the track, ask us how this horse looked in the yard.
Yeah, join in, because one of the things we haven't had a lot of is people joining in the early stages. Ask questions, ask direct questions, and we'll get to them, that's for sure, you know, so yeah, we're there. That's one of the things is to talk to us and for us to talk back. It's like talkback radio, but it's on the internet. The Australian Oaks is sponsored by Channel 7. It's over 2,400 metres. Now, Thunder Lady $6, $4.60 Winx, $5.50 Fenway, Ballot Suit is $7, and Severia is $8. Now, the talk is that Fenway has some sort of pulse foot issue and may come out, but we'll believe it when we see it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's happening in the betting, mate?
Winx or Winx, 460 into 420.
Yes.
Yeah, look, Fenway had firmed, but that was before the news came out.
Yep.
And it started to go back the other way, as racing rumour always does. But it has been confirmed, so so that's it. Winx has been well backed, and I found that a little bit surprising, but we'll debate it now.
Yeah, it's an interesting looking race, isn't it? I mean, we've got your classic looking Adrian Knox feed, which is rarely any good.
Yes.
And fuck me, Dad, where was I? There's a Golden Switch horse with Glyn off.
Yeah.
Golden Switch, inside a Kembla.
Outside, outside there, and not Glyn off.
And H. Bowman on.
Yeah, Glendy, yeah, it doesn't match.
And I'm listening to fucking bloody, what's the, Jurassic 5. You heard of them?
Oh yeah, I know Jurassic 5.
Oh yes. Okay, that was because you went with us last week. Yeah. Anyway, so you've had the double Golden Switch, but you're saying Adrian Knox not much good.
Well, I do typical Adrian Knox, typical shit figures.
Yeah, exactly. Shitty looking, everything.
So you're drawn back to the Storm Queen or the Binary or whatever it's called now. And where do I go with that? I'm looking at Thunder Lady and Ballet Suite. They look identical ones in the race.
Yep.
T. Berry certainly did a hatchet job on Winx.
Yep.
But is she a mile and a half horse?
No.
That's what you're saying. I say in a steady
run race, she gets a chance to do it.
In a steady AJC Oaks that the Magic Man.
That's a hope. I mean, to answer the question, she's not a 2,400 metre horse. I think you say yes to that, don't you? But circumstances may allow her to run this 2,400 metres.
Yeah, I think I did look up her dam side pedigree, which wasn't. Vegas Showgirl was trained by Rogie and didn't win beyond 1,400.
Yeah.
And his siblings weren't much either. So we shall see. But I said 2 to beat 4 Savaria, who won the New Zealand Oaks. Jay McDonald, time off, not happy, Jan, and did draw gate 1 in its Oaks win, so it wasn't jumping off the page at me, but I'm. It's an alternative that looks better than the Adrian Knox alternative. Yeah, look, Ada Drift can pick herself up off the canvas here with the blinkers off. I think that... it's a good gear change, isn't it? Yeah, I'd certainly be looking at her. And 9 Rustic Melody I gave the biggest tick out of the Adrian Knox too, because, wow, she really dug deep late. And seemed to me the sort of horse that...
well, I was surprised that she got past Mastering.
It's amazing. You watch the race and you just go, how does this horse run second?
I actually... When I looked at the results, I thought, hang on.
That didn't run second.
Yeah, it didn't run second, no, because I was on Maastricht and I'm thinking, you'll get Candelara. The only dangers is what coming from behind you. You're not going to get Candelara, you'll run second. And apparently it didn't.
So I haven't found a place for Fenway, which is a bit awkward, but that's the way I've done it. 2, 4, 8, 9. I'm having 3.5 units on number 2 Winx. And just to wrap up that Adrian Knox, Zarzali seemed a forgive run. I mean, it's Cummings with provincial 2,400 metre form, so it's like Oaks, you know.
Gust of Wind did actually,
hit the line late in that race, whether that's meaningful or not. I mean, all those horses had lots of time off, tons of time off, and now are on a 5-day backup, which may work in their favour. But anyway, 2, 4, 8, 9, 3.5 units, number 2.
Well, I think I was really happy with the lead up, and I think the lead up looks the obvious way to play, as it often is. The Vine is, and I know Fenway did start a long price in it, but I think that was one that escaped the market. Probably shouldn't have. Comes out of what looks to be one of the hottest form races, or the hottest form in Noble Protector, which we'll talk about next. I was surprised that it got to the price it did. I thought its run in the race was the best run coming into the Oaks. It did fight out the finish with First Seal, and there was a big gap to the next horse. Yep. It was on pace on a fast run race, and equally at disadvantage as the horses that were behind. The horses that were behind had every reason to flop home over the top of it. On data, on breeding, it is the best at getting up to 2,400 metres. The only thing I'm staggered is it isn't a short price favourite. Might be just talking rubbish here because it might not be running. If it runs, I'm not even going to worry about the foot thing. Tricky little stable, let's just say there too. So the foot thing might be all a bit of a myth too. So who would know? But anyway, anyway, I'm 6 units on from Fenway, and I thought the other one, who has been every run she's had has been Oaks Filly is Thunder Lady. Yeah. Everything in her life has probably been dedicated to this race.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm 5 units on her, and I'm 1.5 saving on Severia, whose New Zealand numbers stack up okay as the alternative.
Yeah, Fenway was a good result for me last in the Vinery.
Yeah,
4 units. On
lovely horse too. Jesus, a nice style of a horse.
Can you just remind our good friend, what's his name?
Yeah, Darren stopped scoring when I started winning.
Oh, right. No. Can you remind our Twitter friend, Jeff?
Jeff laid off. He said he's given up.
Is he? Yeah.
After I've won 2 weeks in a row.
Beautiful. Good.
Thunder Lady, 8 units each way.
Yep.
Pretty safe bet.
That sounds a good play because it'll run up plays.
I think so.
That's actually a great place bet, Thunder Lady.
We'll place all up for those, or whatever you want to do.
Yes.
I'm very keen to oppose Winks. I've just got a theory. Horses that are so brilliant at 15.
Yeah.
They're not natural.
Well, I'll back that up with a data theory. Is that those horses are basically 400-metre sprinters, and as you go up in distance, you normally need an 800-metre sample. But what Mark is saying is that this isn't going to be.
She did relax well.
But she's only got a 400-metre sprinter to disposal. We saw it with Haraki last week, and Haraki's probably better. Has more of a constitution to go up, but he was there. He was ready to go. They went ridiculously slow, but 400-metre sprints don't win these races normally.
So I've had 8 each way there. I'll have 2 on Ballet Suite and 2 on. We'll have 3 on Savaria.
Yep. Who
I did have a look at its last win, and look, good job. And the New Zealand staying form, we see it stack up. We saw it last week anyway, and it should be the same. Exactly
right. It's a good alternative if it's not all that strong, and it may not be all that strong. Beautiful. All right, lovely. Moving on. Before we do get to the Queen of the Turf and talk about this great form line of Noble Protectors, Mark Lambourne, what is happening in your world?
Came home strong at Wyong yesterday. Started well at Wyong at Warwick Farm on Wednesday. We've got this very, very exciting card tomorrow.
Yes,
at Randwick.
Exactly right. Get everything, buy everything,
and. A monster card at Newcastle, 9 races at 135 acceptors.
Oh, good.
Let us go to Gosford on Tuesday. Back to Warwick Farm, which we always seem to be on a Wednesday, and Hawkesbury, I think, is Thursday, leading into the final day of the Randwick Carnival next Saturday. So there's plenty on action, plenty on offer. Be on board.
Lovely. Jump on board. Mark's both sets for around about 8:30 in the morning tomorrow morning for Provincial and Sydney and everything else. And jump on board.
We'll be betting up tomorrow.
There'll be how many horses you got a price? There's about 200 horses you got a price. Or you've already priced these ones, but another 135.
Yeah. What was here? 124.
Yeah, why not? Just a lazy 250. That's not much.
Yeah,
not much work. Jump on board with Mark, as we always say. Invaluable stuff. Race 7 is the Celebrations Queen of the Turf. Stakes over the mile for the girls. Catkins is $5, Noble Protector $3.40, and First Seal is equal favourite now at $3.40.
Yes. Right. 350 into 340 First Seal. So a little bit. $5 into 480 Catkins. And the one at the bigger price was probably Mark took this, $51 into $34 Manipur.
It seemed a big price.
Mark, is that you?
No, I wasn't.
You get your troops.
Darren.
Yeah.
Darren has taken
It was a good price. Very good price.
Seems a very good price. Yes, exactly. It seems a lot of good prices here.
Oh wow! Well, what a race!
It's a great race.
What a fucking race!
This is. I'm back. There's game over. Anyway, but I'm pretty obvious here. But there's a couple of big odds here that will run huge races. It shouldn't be. Mark, who leads them up? Cosmic Endeavour and Sunline, Noble Protector.
Yeah, that's
Third run 1600, eh?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Could go back to
Doesn't
600.
Noble Protector looks to be in the van. I think I suggest Cosmic Endeavour stalks on the inside. Amicus on pace, and her older sister Catkins forward as well.
Yep.
The New Zealanders may be posted and have to work forward. Amanpour obviously on pace, or just off pace. First Seal midfield. Telepathic midfield. Hera out wide. Gypsy Diamond midfield. Diamond Drill I'd like to see a little bit closer than last week, but maybe back. Intimate Moment and certainly Benario back. Honest Race, and you know she's going to take it up, isn't she?
I know, but you'd think. Well, the worry here, the thing that can disturb my read on the race, T Berry versus C Williams in front. That is a little bit scary.
Right, but what he's. She looks like she might have a bit of a flat tyre, Cosmic Endeavour.
She may, but no, I think you're right. She had a flat tyre last week because she was coming off a gut buster and she ran on a wet track, and she's now $26. Huge odds, but she'll be on pace over a mile. Yeah, so it just comes to her. It comes down to how those two boys sort themselves out.
It's funny, Cosmic Endeavour. It's much short everywhere else, but Tats have taken a real set against her at $26.
Yeah.
Well, it's a monster race. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah. There's a lot of depth.
We're talking, giant odds about recognised.
About some pretty decent horses, exactly.
Horses. I mean,
remember in a similar race this time last year, Diamond Drill did get to about $100 and something, which some very clever punters sitting on desks did realise and did take there. Glenn said, "Have you seen this? This is $130 on the fair." Well, Bet365 follows the fair. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Happy days. Anyway,
four Diamond Drill on top with me.
Well done.
14 First Seal back to a mile. 15 Amicus. I loved its run the other day.
Been racing very well, hasn't it?
And 6 Noble Protector, who I have my first sight of tomorrow. She turned up in Australia, raced at what 2,000
metres, raced against Contributor.
And then
Contributor, yeah. Ran in the into the Coonji or whatever it was, David Jones Cup, whatever you want to call it. It's not a 2,000 metre horse. 1,600 metres is its best range, and away we go.
Yeah. So I mean, look,
ran quite well in it.
So to talk to me about last starters composed, like obviously first up looks huge.
Oh, okay. Well, first up, she's come out and done probably the most amazing data analysis that Vince and I have done probably since we've been doing it. She went 11 lengths above average early, then had about a 13 length anchor drop. Now remember, this is first up, so she's gone way too fast early for the first 800 metres. The next 400 metres she has dropped 13 lengths, and then she has picked herself up and gone above average for the last bit for a return of about a +10. Now +10, well, the best numbers we've had in Australia are like 13.9 for Adelaide and the Cox Plate. You rarely, very, very, very rarely.
And it's in the wheelchair.
Adelaide,
as a result.
Maybe not. Well, reportedly, I think I don't know. We'll get to Adelaide in a sec. But a +10 is absolute Group 1 elite in Australia. So she's done that. That's first up. And not even 2 weeks later, 13 days later at Moonee Valley, she's gone out. And normally what you find with horses like that, you're going to have a flat run if at any stage during the prep. First up, you're entitled to run 100th doing that. So she's gone, and you normally find they can't go as fast early. So she's only going to be able to go. She's only gone benchmark early, a much more controlled ride. But then she's only returned to 7.9 length above average run. So she's had a very flat run and still got a +8. Now, using that in terminology, Catkins is going career best, and she's around about that level. Cosmic Endeavour, when she's on, right conditions, right distance, firm track, rubber stamp +8. So she's done that off that all the indicators say that she should be able to go beyond what she's done first up. If she's done that, she is Sunline. She's the next Sunline if she can do that. If these numbers are real.
It'll be interesting to see tomorrow.
And yes, and maybe if the preparation's the same in Sydney as it is in Melbourne.
Right.
Yes. So anyway,
so it's a home and away sort of stuff.
Just if the preparation's the same in Sydney as it is in Melbourne. 10 units on Noble Protector, as I believe it might be. 1 unit on Cosmic Endeavour, because I think she's stupid odds and she's the next thing. 3 units on Catkin. She's becoming almost a forgotten horse in here. She's going so well.
I know.
And she can't even keep a rider.
I know. I know. Well, at least they didn't try Jimmy. Like Red Gloves. Red Gloves is riding at this meeting, you know.
Apparently, if you hadn't
noticed,
he's riding number 19 in the 10th race.
Red Gloves is one step away from becoming the next WK mate.
Yeah, he could well too. Yeah, probably got the same amount of property as him too. But yeah. Anyway, so Catkins, she should just jump into the right spot again. To beat, if Noble Protector does what she thinks, and even if Cosmic Endeavour does what she's capable of, Catkins has to go to a new career high to beat them again when she's been career eyeing all a bit over a mile at Randwick, where it's. Look, I'm not as against her at a mile at Randwick as a lot of people are, especially with the form she's in. But it's certainly not going to be. It's not as easy for her to go to a career high at Randwick as it is at Rosehill. So
she's had surprisingly few runs at Randwick. You know, she ran in the 3-year-old fillies race. And then she ran in the race last year and raced 2 starts.
That's almost my point, is that she hasn't run at Randwick this prep when she's a much stronger, better version of herself. So 3 units on Catkins and 1 unit on Amanpour at the silly odds, which it still is.
And what are we saying about First Seal?
First Seal,
saying flat tire First Seal.
I'm saying First Seal's career best is, using those numbers as a guide. Her best is about a 7.5. Yep. She's now her best this prep is about a 4. So she's got to find 3.5 lengths to get to her career best, which gets her about 5th pick. Yeah. So that's if everybody.
Al's very keen on this race. If you hadn't noticed, what do you
I mean, that's all the assumption that everybody comes to play and everybody does their best. You got pilot errors, you got the animals that don't turn up. But if everything's as it is and as it should be, she's not in the race.
Yeah.
So that makes a good race to bet in, because there's a lot of percentage with her.
Yeah.
Lay of the day.
I'm just gonna have. I'll just have 5 units on Noble Protector. Everything's been said. It's a good race, and there's good value around. But I just think pretty impressive stuff. The contributor run is obviously looking good. Blah blah blah. Right. And I think maybe if it's nice and dry, she'll be in this perfect spot tomorrow. Yeah, it can be a bit on.
As I said, I think the conundrum for the race is T-Berry versus C. Williams in front, and that could.
C. Williams is back.
T-Berry's not.
Not in front. From behind, okay. In front, no. Anyway,
which segues beautifully again.
Segues beautifully.
But hang on, I omitted to give. It's 1.5 on Diamond Drill, 1.5 on First Seal, and a half unit on Amicus.
Beautiful. All right, moving along to the Sydney Cup. Okay, before we do, Johnny Mack, Brisbane only tomorrow. John Mack's back after having a week off, but they're down a member of staff, so Perth will be out of play this week. So it's just John Mack, who we know before the little break has been absolutely
flying. That's how he does it, eh?
What's that?
I need to take on some staff members.
You need staff members, yeah. Staff members, yes, exactly.
Jesus, I wonder what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, that's right. No, he's got a team of staff members, right? Anyway, so they're down a person, so they're just going to let Perth slide for the next week, maybe the next 2. But jump on board with Doomman, because it has been enormous. He's been our star performer over the last few months, a couple of months now, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
So, John Mack in Brisbane is your man if you want to play in Brizzy tomorrow. Sydney Cup, great Sydney Cup.
Sydney Cup.
It is $2.20 Hartnell, $4.20 Who Shot the Barman, and $5 Protectionist or thereabouts. What do they come from, Matt?
Hartnell.
Yep.
$2.70 was given at the start of the week.
They can count, can they?
What's that?
Everyone can count. It's just the most exciting thing in the world, isn't it?
What's that? What do you mean?
Hartnell's like weight advantage, you know.
Oh yes,
Hartnell, the weighted horse of the year.
The weighted horse of the year. Even I will take notice of this weight change.
Is it similar to how they did the handicaps with the Doncaster? Like
I imagine there was a penalty-free race, so you could win the BMW and get no penalty.
Couldn't get penalties at weight for age.
Yeah, there it is. So
$2.70 was given everywhere into $2.20, so it's been a very good go. $5.50 into $5 Protectionist. And everyone else is just level level.
Right, and did anyone notice that the jockey change on the favourite? I think it was more. That is more relevant
more than the thing. Yeah, but as just back to what I was saying, this is the perfect Tommy Berry horse. Like Vancouver was fine for him because he's good on the dominant horse that just almost drags itself into the race, sits back.
Right. Okay. So the horse does it.
Yeah, the horse does it.
He didn't really
Tommy is a great passenger. Does that make sense? And there is a skill to being a passenger as a jockey, and he's a great passenger.
I don't think James or Nick Hall rode their horses that well last week either.
It was a great spectacle, but they almost as I said, they were the clear two dominant horses, but Beaten Up almost ran second. Beaten Up was only beaten this far.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they did forget about there was other beasts in the race. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mark, we've seen Don DeRimo and El Rivara, I suppose, lead, and just not much to it.
I had Dominant and Au Revoir
yep.
in the van. Don DeRimo on pace, Big Memory on pace, Hartnell tucking in, and the others sort of midfield or further back.
Okay, is Hartnell the play, or is it?
Well, he's obviously the horse to get through, and I just think that too much will be made of
the weights. Yeah. The weight is going to keep this horse very short.
There are lots of well-positioned horses in this race. So I said 6 Hartnell from 4 Who Shot the Barman, who just smells like on song.
Going great, isn't he?
Targeted since the Melbourne
and then Bishin on board. You know, like then you find Bishin. So it looks hot to trot. One Protectionist, the anti-weight horse of the race.
Yes, that's right.
But last time I saw him at this distance, he did seem to go well.
Like it, exactly.
And 7 Axar is a horse that I've never really come across, although I should have. He's an 8-year-old iron horse from the Iron Stable.
I shouldn't have come across him because he hasn't won for a while.
I did actually see him win the Warrnambool Cup last year.
I
was there. So yeah, he's. I think he can feature in the minors. 6-4-1-7, 3.5 units number 6 and 2 units on number 4.
Hartnell has the ability to go well over 6, run the same over 16, 2000. He's a very versatile horse, and he looks bonkers.
Oh, he's a good horse.
He's a good horse. He's a high class horse. This is high class race. Poor old Who Shot the Barman would be about $1.20 chance in just about every Sydney Cup I've seen. But he's got 2 world class milers he's against. I'm more protectionist than him for second, with all due respect to Who Shot the Barman, who's racing out of his skin. But Protectionist has 3,200 metres as his minimum distance. He's not going as good as he was going to the Melbourne Cup, but that still is racing at almost a world. He'll be something to beat tomorrow. Don't you worry about that, young man.
Thanks to Joe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't even know who he is, would he?
No,
wouldn't.
Go back, pull it out. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, but maybe you had to be there. Sir Joe at the Logies in 1990.
Okay.
Was it 1990?
It was 1990.
Jeez, I'd almost had him off by then. Anyway, so 7 units Hartnell, 2 units Protectionist, but 3 horse races, the market has got it. Matt.
Right. I love the way Hartnell's going, but I think 3,200 is a different world.
But that's the world.
It might be his world.
It's his world. He's happy in that world.
Yeah. So I'm going to have 3 units on Who Shot the Barman. Look, I just think he's the other, and I think that's a brutal race last start. So I've got issues with Hartnell and also the Jap for the next race.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look, it'd be a great effort. But anyway, I think Who Shot the Barman, what did I say, 3 units. I just think he's the alternative. He's going well. He's had a nice prep. And, I think the Melbourne Cup run he wasn't seasoned, but he got the job done.
Chris has got this as well.
It just stinks of target. This is it.
A couple of those for yours, isn't it? Okay, lovely. Moving along.
Got any spruiks left?
Yes, we do. We are. We've worked a couple out. Mad Bookie has got a little bit of a bonus. We just did Sydney Cup. No, we didn't. It's still there. Hang on. Come back, Sydney Cup.
If you are going to have a bet on the Sydney Cup tomorrow, Everyone put your hand up. I think that's everyone.
I think everyone is.
So it's for new customers only. Obviously, they have their deposit bonus that they're matching up to $250.
$250, isn't it? Yeah, for your first
but
bet,
if you're betting on the Sydney Cup, you will also get a $100 bonus bet sitting there saying, who do you want to put it on?
Who do you want to put on the Sydney Cup? And which is a good bonus bet, because I think if you look at it, you know, it can be if you're seeing Hartnell as a moral, that can be a free $120, really, can't it? If you think Hartnell's a moral, and you don't have a Mad Bookie account, you are licking. Oh no, I can't say that anymore.
And we're not allowed to say. I've had complaints of the word retard as well.
Have we?
No more retard.
So we call those people jockeys, do we?
Anyway,
so yeah, if you don't open up a Mad Bookie account, you're quite silly, because you're going to have $100 there sitting there just to go bang and have a bet on the cup. And then if you like Protectionist or Who Shot the Bum, and it could be $400 or $500 extra.
We've had heaps of people sign up. No one's complaining.
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
are doing their best. They're doing a good job.
Beautiful. So jump on board, make it part of your punting landscape. Madbookie.com. Oh no, actually no. To get all that, you got to go through our site.
Well, our link, our site, our link.
Yeah.
And,
so dude, sign up through our link. It's all there. You've got a logo and stories and all that sort of business. So do that. Moving on to the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. And it is $3.40 each contributor. To the World, $4.40 and $6 for Adelaide and $7 for Criterion.
Yes.
I'm sure Adelaide's longer than that, isn't it?
Oh, $8 in some places.
Yeah, maybe.
Tab market. For some reason, I couldn't get my computer working.
So yeah, this surprised me a little bit, but not really, but sort of. Contributor $3.40 and is easing out to $3.70. $8 into $7. The only mover is Criterion. Adelaide is easy, as is To the World.
For the moment, Mark.
This is a fantastic race, isn't it?
Sensational
fantastic race.
Yeah.
Sensational race. So our leaders are going to be a Omen.
Well, Anthony Cummings, he said, I may struggle to win the race, but I'm gonna set the pace.
A Omen and his stablemate 5.5 star.
What the fuck?
Taking up about 1% of the market.
Omen was actually a really good run last time, but
yeah, good. Pleased for it.
Thanks. So Omen on speed 5.5 star. His stablemate taking the trail. Criterion on speed. Royal Descent pushing into a fourth position tomorrow. And there are questions. So which Jap gets on speed? I guess it's Toes and Stardom because it's fresher. And interestingly, there's of course there's a history. They have a history against each other. To the World and Toes and Stardom. I don't know what else is there. It's Spillway or Beaten Up. No, there seems to be 4 horses, possibly 5 horses to push forward. I'm not sure what Adelaide proposes to do first up. I'm not sure what James proposes to do on Contributor. So I'm not sure.
Perfect. All right, and it's not the easiest start in the world. 2,000 metres.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, can be a bit tricky. All right, Mark. Well, firstly, Contributor. It is the favourite. Racing sensationally well. Picket fence in Australia so far. Vulnerability.
Well, is it good enough?
Is it good enough? Exactly right. Is it good enough? That's the question. It probably would be, what we said about the Sydney Cup. It'd be good enough for the last 20 years, but we've got a serious world-class race here.
The one thing I will say is that it's interesting to note that it was the 14-day run that he looked the flattest on.
Yeah.
It was second up, of course. So he's had another 21 days. He seems to have been prepared perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Rick has done very well with these imports.
Yeah, so no arguments with the preparation. Position in run, I don't know if he can afford to be as casual as he was last time in the Rambit.
Yeah.
So look, I have him on top, but there's just
and
sort of nagging away at me.
And to finish, the thing that we've always highlighted with Contributor is his kryptonite is fast pace. He can be brilliant when it is. He got the slow pace last time, and he was brilliant again. He's probably going even better than that last stage there, but this looked like being a little bit faster run race. It has brought him undone, and seems that it will bring him undone.
2 Criterion, who started the shortest price of any of the Cox Plate runners in the Cox Plate.
Going well for Hayes. Juicy's got him off the board.
He's trialled him since a very, very, a really tuning run in the George Rider. And he posies and he gets sting out, and I loathe the horse, but gee, he seems to have been targeted particularly well.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 Happy Trails, Golden Switch.
Golden Switch,
Golden Switch. Backing up from the Doncaster, he had 0 chance in the Doncaster.
Absolutely.
0 chance in the Doncaster.
We sort of didn't mind him, and then it's got a case that I said, you've got none. You can't see
Happy Trails can improve here. And 12 Royal Descent, well, she was a fucking monster running the Doncaster.
Yeah.
An amazing run in the Doncaster. So she's 4th up into this race, quick back up. A great chance in my opinion. So I haven't found a pot spot for To the World, and I don't like saying that because it's N Hall off.
Yeah, N Hall, that's the Golden Switch.
I don't like saying that I haven't found a spot for To the World, but there were just... Well, I sort of left contributor there. There are 3 horses I like in this race. Criterion, Happy Trails and Royal Descent, which means that the horses that I wasn't really pushing missed out. One of which is To the World. Adelaide, well...
Funny.
I don't know. Can we read anything into those trials?
Okay, well we'll start with Adelaide. Okay, so the trials, bye. Trials are a while ago. But the horse is getting set for 2,000 metres. I know we had all the whispers. I know our man Nick was really big on it. The horse is going no good. Blah 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 blah.
Who's saying that?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
This is newspaper. Nick said,
but he's trained at Roselle.
Yeah, but that was the male. He's the male he's getting. Now that's fine. That's a long time ago.
Now, I know it is a long time ago. Its trial was a month ago. Yeah,
it's a month ago. It's a horse getting ready for 2,000 metres in a month's time. They're not going to be right then. They're going to go awfully then. They're going to get right now. Now, it may well be right. The horse might not be with us. Its win in the Cox Plate was one of the most amazing wins you've ever seen. It's run the huge numbers in data, and it was asked to perform one of the most Herculean tasks in doing so. Off a brutal race, pick itself up, make about 1,200 metre run, and
no doubt.
And
Cox Plate win was awesome.
Exactly.
Win.
That's what we've seen.
But it pops up
and it's not as if that was the first time it did it. That's what it had before. So all its form is that. And then we're trying to balance it up, going, okay, is Chris Waller a retard? Can he not get this horse up to work? I'm not allowed to say that. Is Chris Waller a jockey? Is this a horse that's been in the back box that he thought, fuck, I might do something with this one day?
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, I might keep. I'm sure Chris has had a lot of time.
What is the go?
Put it this way, I'm not going to let it go around a loser for me, and I'm going to make it a winner in the race for me. And 3 units in Adelaide. To the World will win the race though, because he's 2,400 metre form, and his first up form is way down on what it normally is over at 2,000 metres and second up.
So he's better at 2,000.
He's 6 lengths better at 2,000 metres, and he's probably 6 lengths better second up. So
it's a done deal.
If it comes to play, good night. Even for if Adelaide comes to play, they'll just fight it out. So it's 8 units on the Jap for me. Am I allowed to say Jap? To the World. 3 units on Adelaide and 2 units on Criterion.
Yes. Wow. I'm just going to play it fairly safe. 4 units each way. Criterion. David Payne off. Hayes on.
The horse. I've got to say, I think I've mentioned it. The horse looks a different horse.
Yeah, and was.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's just seriously like it used to be big and gross. Now it's lean and ripped. It's like it's two different.
The run obviously last start was a great run, really impacting. Kermadec have held that form up, and had a nice trial in between. I just think, look, these there's 3 or 4 top quality horses here, so. Instead of trying to save, I'm just going to back it each way and hope it, wins or runs a hole.
Beautiful.
All right, my bets in the race are 3 units contributor, 2.5 units Criterion, 3/4 of a unit Happy Trials, and 1.5 units on Royal Descent.
All right, let's get to the last race before we do. Hong Kong is on Sunday after we get through that.
Really?
That's Tasmania.
Tasmania is on Sunday, the big Sunday double. Jump on board. Tasmania, Hong Kong, Sunday. There it is. We have $5 for Avoid Lightning, $6 Perrin, and good. Matt, what's been back?
No, there has. Well, it's been a bit of money for. What's funny? Avoid Lightning has been backed at Sportsbet, who hold a lot of the money early, but the other agencies are taking it on. So even though it's $4.80 now with them, you can still get $6, and Ladbrokes are even 650.
Okay, beautiful.
So
it is a full fat race. In fact, it is a great race.
Oh, it's absolutely another one. All right, lovely. So who does what, Mark? Who leads and who does?
Well, Chloe in Paris will head to the van with Fine Mist stalking her. Where's my race 9 gone? And then you have
Jimmy.
Griante, well Jimmy, thereabouts, ridden off the pace at Gosford mysteriously. Anyway, Atmospherical on speed because 1200 she has to be there. Griante on speed, but she's got the outside to inside switch. And S Arnold, and S Arnold, who looked like he couldn't sit on there.
And she's got the back up too.
But she's racing very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Racing very well. But it does look a little bit steady. You know, I know this is a 1,000-metre horse, Chloe in Paris, but it's drawn perfectly. And Chloe in Paris, Fine Mist, Atmospherical, Griante, one more Zeta. 13 Fine Mist on top with me. She's flying. So that's the J Collett.
Huge. What price is
That's only $16. Yeah.
4 Griante, I'd like to see a wider draw on H. Bowman, not an inside draw on S. Arnold.
Yep.
6 Shamalia went
great.
Superb
yeah.
stuff.
She's back, yeah.
Superb.
Equal favourite, $5, I should say.
And 3 Avoid Lightning has been, well, no one knows what happened in the Galaxy.
You know what it might have happened? It was just a sensational race, and she had a bit of a squeeze, and it was just a little bit too much second up. That could well have been what happened.
She's been back to the trials.
And showed how good the format of that race is.
Yeah, interestingly, she wasn't good enough for this race last year. I mean, she ran place.
Yeah.
But, for a horse that stood up so many times and looked great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, this is an awesome race because Chloe in Paris will run well.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, she's flying.
Not arguing with
and
that.
then I saw this horse Perron and I went,
oh yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it's had 2 starts from Moody.
Yes, both good, both very good.
Golden Switch.
Yes.
But the Prix, have you seen what price it is?
Yeah, $6. Yeah.
No odds.
Yeah, exactly. But it's always been that, and the fact that it went missing for a while and it's back, I think everyone thinks, it's back. So no surprise.
And then you've got Belle de Coeur, who is capable and is good fresh and has been set for this race, whatever. So, the answer is a pineapple. 13, 4, 6, 3. I've limited myself to 1 bet, which is 1.5 units on the bottom one, and what a great race.
Beautiful. All right, well, I'm Chloe in Paris. I'm Perron. Perron, that being held up in the William Reid, I think is a great little platform into this. Plenty of energy left. Didn't get a chance at it.
She hasn't won for 2 years.
She hasn't been with us for those preparations either.
But I mean, it's first prep movie.
She's back with us now. That first up run over 1,000 was awesome. So I'm Chloe in Paris 4 units and 2 units of Avoid Lightning. Might end up having more with Avoid Lightning because I was a little bit unforgiving with her the other day because I was pretty keen on the other day. But the more I think about it, the more I should be forgiving of that run. And that run actually may not be a forgive. It might be actually all right.
Yep. We're going to have 3 units Chloe in Paris, who I think did a really good job on speed with Kuro. Didn't get beaten far by Kuro. And 2 units on Avoid Lightning, who is once again trialled like a star.
Yeah.
It might be a trial horse, but I think she gets one more chance.
Yep, perfect. All right, that wraps it up. Huge day. Pro Bet Alive, remember that. Mark Stuff, remember that. Remember everything else, Manning Mail Racing Profiles.
Huge day.
Also, just get involved. Look, we're going to be winning left, right and centre here, so don't miss out with our stuff. Hopefully the preview has been able to find you some winners, and we'll be back with a Punter show on Monday, and we've done enough talking. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Anything for Facebook?
Yeah, we'll do a Facebook.